Hello and welcome to SkipCinematic's IndieWhat. As always, this is Keenan giving you the lowdown on the indie genre, and this time we'll be looking at the title Don't Starve by Cly Entertainment. Don't Starve is available on Steam for PC, Mac, and Linux systems. Classified as an adventure simulation, I would say it's better to describe it as a discovery survival. I see the adventure genre as already being given a story that you play through. Don't Starve does not focus on this experience and has minimal story. It's also clearly a roguelike, meaning once you die, you're dead and you have to start over. But you are rewarded with experience to unlock new characters, each with their own unique abilities. None of these are extremely outrageous, and a benefit to a player is based on their playstyle. The key element to Don't Starve is survival. In fact, that is the playable mode you must play. Through surviving, you can find a portal to the adventure segment where the story is revealed to you in several chapters, yet it can literally take hours to find this portal. So as you survive through the days and nights, we can look at the driving factor to this game. Nothing in Don't Starve is explained to you. You start the game with a small set of recipes you can craft, but to find more you have to discover them through different science engines. Even once you can see the recipe you wish to make, there is the problem of finding out how to scavenge for that item. I spent forever not knowing how to get charcoal and ash, when it's literally something you can gather from the very beginning. These two items in particular can be rather useful to players encountering bigger creatures to fight. And then there are those pesky creatures. Without looking at a wiki, which would destroy half the game, you don't know how a monster will react to your presence until you get there. For example, if you attack a honeybee or a spider, others will come to assist it. I stumbled upon a walrus in a kilt, and you bet he killed me with his trusty blow dart. Also, some creatures will simply flee from you. Then there's the single instruction you are given. Don't starve. Finding out how to harvest food and keep it regularly available can still be a challenge for a brand new player. And if you keep gathered food for too long, it can spoil. So to stay inherent to the game's title, that's the first major hurdle you have to overcome. Yet I've never actually died to starvation. But I'm not saying being on the brink of starving caused me to move around clumsily and get myself killed by a giant two-legged one-eyed bird or nothing. But the coolest feature of the game so far is your sanity. Obviously your hunger is represented by a stomach and your health by a heart. Your sanity is shown as a big old brain. Most players will be encouraged to find out ways to keep this at a high level, but there is a twist. For the players eager to teeter on the edge of insanity, you'll find there's a whole darker side of the world for you to discover, which features some ingredients for recipes you won't find anywhere else. I haven't seen the meter go all the way to zero, but I can't imagine that it could be a good thing. Overall, Don't Starve is an enjoyable experience. I was incredibly keen to the fact that every single time I played, I learned something new that I didn't know before. The small things that you discover give a sense of instant gratification, so keep your face out of any sort of guide. It's definitely a game you can get lost in, and without you knowing, you can have a 3-hour session in what will seem like minutes. My two biggest positives for Don't Starve is the art and the music, as well as the feature of frequent updates. These updates come on what seems to be a month-by-month basis. You are even given a countdown to when the next update will be, so the game is constantly evolving and introducing new parts of the world and dangers for you to discover, which is paired with more recipes to help you overcome the unique challenges you will face. The atmosphere is built on the visuals and what you hear. It's very Tim Burton with a dark world and constant dread. The soundtrack reflects directly what type of environment your character is in. If you are in combat, you are greeted with a high-tempo, imposing beat. At night, if a creature is stalking around your precious campfire, you're presented with an eerie, gut-wrenching tune. However, I still do have my complaints. Having to find adventure mode in survival is a real pain. I've only found it once accidentally. Since it's the only way to find out more about the story, I find it a real bummer that I haven't been able to find it deliberately in my 30+ hours of gameplay. And those hours spent can sometimes feel very repetitive, regardless if you turn into a lean, mean surviving machine. Also, sometimes certain ingredients can be nigh on impossible to find, or food can seem especially scarce. Since the map is randomly generated, you never know what type of world you'll end up in, or what specific challenges you'll encounter. As frustrating as that is, it is true to the survival aspect and is simply part of the game. With all that, I have to give Don't Starve a 3 out of 5. Its unique art style paired with its situational soundtrack never gets old. It presents a challenge to new and seasoned players alike, though from a different angle. and it's true to its survival roots with a clean and simple finesse. With the constant updates and game changes, you could play this one for many countless hours, and that makes it an instant classic. Sadly, I feel the lack of in-depth story takes away from what Client Entertainment did right. With such a beautiful world, it really deserves some more plot development. And that's what I've got for you this time around at IndieWhat. Next time, we'll be delving into something completely different with an indie platformer, Dust, an Elysian Tale. So until next time, this is Keenan saying, it's been real, and I'm out.